assignment, okay, or practice or whatever. Okay, so let's see. 4, 3, no. Okay. And yesterday what we focused on was finding the missing side. Today we're going to find missing angle. Okay. So when you have, for example, sine of theta equals the opposite over the hypotenuse, yesterday you had the angle and a side, so you're looking for a missing side. So on these, you will always need to have both of those sides, either OH or AH or OA, two sides. You need two sides, okay? What you're missing is the angle. Okay? And so what happens when you're missing the angle is we do something called the inverse. So that -1 is not a power. It's called, this is referred to as the inverse. So we do the inverse, and then instead of doing the angle right there in the argument, it's called, we do OH or AH or OA, and that will give you the angle. So it's basically the notes part, okay? Let me show you now. Let's do, put an example so you see what I'm talking about. And actually, this will be your number 1 of your homework, okay? So I titled the example, but it's your number 1. So here we go. Just draw this little sketch. Here is, this is 18. We're looking for theta, and this is 23. Okay, so difference. Yesterday you had that angle, right? And you had one side. Now you have two sides, but you don't have the angle, okay? The labeling is still super important, and it's from the point of view of the angle that you're looking for. So from the point of view of theta, this is opposite, this is adjacent, and this is hypotenuse. From that point of view, okay? So the ones that are relevant to me, that is the two that they gave me, okay? So in this case, it's AH, right? Only one of these has AH, which is cosine, right? So here's my setup. I'm going to do cosine, but not regular cosine this time. I'm going to do inverse cosine of AH. The order's still the same. A goes on top, H goes on bottom. So 18 over 23. And that will give me my answer of theta. Okay, so let me show you on your calculator where to find these buttons. Any questions so far though, guys? No? Okay. So let me see, my calculator's been acting up, so hopefully it'll work. Okay. So here we go. The inverse ones are the same buttons. It's the same 3 buttons, but they're in blue. It's the blue ones. Okay, so you got to do second and then cosine. Okay, so you should see that little -1. To put the fraction, a little shortcut to put the fraction is alpha x. There's a lot of ways to put that fraction. If you ever forget how to put the fraction, just do division. Just do a divide. What was it? 23 divided by 18?
18 divided by
Okay.
22.
18 on top, 23 on the bottom. And make sure you're in degree mode, okay, because we're working with degrees. And there it is. Okay, there's your angle. Okay. On today's paper and today's mini quiz, you're going to be rounding to the nearest tenth. So I'm switching it up on you because I want you to practice your rounding. Okay. So tenth is this guy right here, the 4. Okay. So your answer would be
5.
yeah. On yesterday's quiz, you were rounding to the nearest whole number, right? So if this was yesterday, it would be 38. Yeah, depends what you're rounding to. Okay. Questions so far, guys? No? Okay, let me let you try one just to see if it really made sense or not. So this is number 2 of your homework, okay? It's not notes, it's number 2. Let's do right angle 521 theta. Okay, my question to you is, what is theta? Okay, that's what you're finding. So I'll give you a minute. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So here we go. So this will be, for this problem, this is O, this is H, and this is A. So it's a OH problem, so it's a sine problem. So inverse of sine of the opposite over the hypotenuse. And what do you guys get?
13.8.
13.8. How many of you got that? Okay, good. So make sure, if you didn't get that, look at your calculator, see if that's what you plugged in. If that's what you plugged in and you got a different answer, that means you're in radian mode. So switch it to degree mode. Okay, that causes you to get wrong answers. Okay, so your mini quiz today, that's what it will be like. Okay, but we're going to move on a little bit past that today. Okay, so let me show you. On problems 7 through 10 today, they want you to complete the triangle. So let me show you how to find the missing. It's super easy. If you know this is 13.8, you're one step away from finding this angle, right? Because what do all three angles add up to? 180, right? So this is 90. So you could add those two, subtract it from 180. Or if you know this is 90, these two have to add up to 90 because 90 plus 90 is 180. So I could simply do 90 minus this, which is what? Can somebody put that in there for me? 76.2. Okay. See how easy it is? Once you have two angles, the third one's super easy to find. Okay. Okay, I want to do number 7 with you, and then I'll be quiet. Okay, so let's do number 7. So I skipped to 7 because that's where it switches flavor. Okay. Here we go. Okay, your instructions, I changed it on there, but for some reason I didn't change. But from 7 to 10, so from number 7 to 10, what you're doing is you're finding all the angles, all the sides. Okay, so now we're putting these tools together. Like yesterday you're finding missing side, today you're finding missing angle, now we're putting everything together. So we're missing a few things here, right? We're missing this side, we're missing this side, we're missing this angle. You choose how to start it. For example, I would find this angle first because you have two angles, right? So 90 minus 72 would be 18. There's that angle, right? Now I'm missing two sides. Which one should you find? Whichever one you want to find first. Okay, so here's how we do it. Let's say I'm going to use it from this point of view. Okay, so from the 72 point of view, this is my O, that's my A, and that's my H. So I'm missing two people here. I'm missing my O and my H. Which one should you find first? It doesn't matter. You gotta find both. So pick one of the two first. So let's say I want to find O. Okay. So for O, I have angle A. I need O. So it's a OA problem. TOA. So tangent of 72 equals O over A. That's what you did yesterday, right? You're finding the missing side. So angle O, or side O, would equal to 15 times tangent 72. Because I multiply both sides by 15. Can somebody punch those numbers just so we can get some solid numbers? Or actually, it looks like they got 46.1, is that right? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so now I know this side is 46.1. So I have all three angles. I have these two sides. I'm missing one side, H. So it's like a new problem. Again, I'm going to look at it from the point of view 72. 72, I could use O and H because now I know what O is. But it's kind of better to stick to the ones that they give you, I think, just in case you messed up. So I'm going to use A and H. Who's AH? Cosine, right? So cosine of 72 equals A, which is 15, over H. It's the same exact thing you're doing yesterday, but you're doing it like twice. 6, right? Because you're missing 2 sides instead of just 1 side, right? So remember, these end up switching once you do the algebra part. So h equals, and so what did they got? 48 point, last period they got 48.5. Are you with me, guys? Does that make sense? Okay. So you're the one that's picking what to find first. It doesn't matter, but you just got to finish the triangle, find all the missing stuff. That's not like your mini quiz today. Okay, so your mini quiz today is like 1 through 6, where you're just finding one angle. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So guys, now you'll go open up this assignment. It's on Canvas. It says 4.3. Yeah, 4.3 assignment. Here is the partial key. Most of the answers are here. Okay. Once you're done with 1 through 10, we already did 3, so really you're doing 7. If you want to do a quiz that you didn't